what is BRAHMAM or God? The name BRAHMAM, Father, God, Allah, everything belongs to the same thing. We named it indifferently, but all the things are the same. And the scientists, present day scientists are looking for it. For what? As per Veda, everything came from Brahman. So Brahman is the starting point of creation, and everything manifested from it. The scientists also want to know from which thing everything came from. So our present day scientists are also searching for it. We know, or the scientific world know, everything is built up of molecules. Then they divided molecules and got atoms. And then again they split the atoms and got electron, protons and energy. And neutrons are a combination of electron and proton. So everything is built up of, they noticed that everything is built up of electron and proton. They want to know from which these particles came from. So they imagine a particle called Higgs boson, from which all these particles are manifested. So somebody called it a God particle. To get that particle, that Higgs boson particle, they collided protons to split it, so that they imagine they will get a particle. And they decided to give the name Higgs boson to that particle, but they failed. But imagine if they got that particle, Higgs boson, then the next question will be, from which particle, from which thing it came from. Lastly, surely we can say that lastly scientists will reach a stage and they will identify a thing from which everything is manifested. They may call it as X or Y, but as per Veda, that is Brahman. So Brahman is the starting point of creation. Nothing spirituality in it. This is purely a science term. Scientists may discover that thing and they will name it as X or Y. But if we translate into Sanskrit, they will call it as Brahman. If they translate it in English, they may call it as God. That's all. So Brahman is or God, Allah or Father is the starting point of creation. That is from which everything, electron, proton, then the universe, everything is made up of or manifested from Brahman. So it is a science term. But few hundred years back, some language scholars, Sanskrit scholars, failed to understand it scientifically, because science was not there at that time. So they will think it as something spiritual which will not belong to science, which will not come under science, etc. But present day people are also following the same teachings. But in near future, scientists will discover the starting point of creation and they will call it as Brahman, or they will name it as in another name. But actually it is the Brahman what Veda mentions. So Brahman is the starting point of creation and all its characteristics are clearly explained in Vedas and Upanishads. But we are not going into Vedas or Upanishad with a scientific view. We are not approaching it scientifically. Because we are thinking it as spiritual without any meaning. No. These are science books. Vedas and Upanishads are purely science books like chemistry, physics, etc. And Brahman is the starting point of creation from which electron protons are built up of. One day the scientific will discover these facts. But in the later videos, YouTubes, we can see what is Brahman as per Vedas, because it is clearly explained in it. So I will explain it at the time of explaining the creation of universe, how, from which it is created, what is Brahman, what are its characteristics, etc. Because everything is clearly explained in Vedas, even the structure of this universe. So, first remember, Veda is a scientific book. It is purely scientific. It is a science book. Nothing spirituality in it.